savage, yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet, yeah. Sassy, booty, nasty, hacking, screaming, what's happening, bitch, what's happening? Welcome back, my Jiu-Jitsu sisters and brothers. Today, we're going to go over some pretty important things that is going to help you in your Jiu-Jitsu game. Now, first and foremost, anytime you practice, just remember self-defense principles. Right now, Mario could get kicked in the head. So just remember that your Jiu-Jitsu is the effectiveness of Jiu-Jitsu when you're unconscious is 0%. So right now I am on the top side of half guard. It's half guard because Mario has one of my legs between his legs. And whenever you're here, your goal is to get your leg out of between their legs. Right here is a crucial moment that we need to talk about because it's really going to help you in your Jiu-Jitsu game. Right now, what you may be thinking if you're a beginner is, oh my God, Crystal, look at his arm, it's around your head. Aren't you afraid of being guillotined? No, because once I am on the opposite side of Mario's body and I cross his chest, I am no longer in danger of being guillotined. And it's really important not to be distracted by that because the majority of white belts, I would say 90%, would be focused on preventing the guillotine and then would end up inside Mario's guard. And I'll tell you how to stop that from happening. When you are passing, it's very important that you control that bottom leg or else they will get their knee in and all of a sudden that will allow them to regard. In order to prevent that, it's very important to control the legs, and you can do that by bear hugging the legs or posting your arm that's closest to the ground in front of their thigh to prevent that bottom leg, that knee from the bottom leg from sneaking inside. If you are on top and somebody has your head in a guillotine position and your butt is on the opposite side of their quote-unquote choke, that choke is super ineffective and they have just set themselves up for a guillotine because the head is already underneath their arm. So all you have to do now is cross over their body, and you can do this by cutting across their torso using your knee and making sure that your leg doesn't get caught in between their legs in a half guard position. From there, you can windshield washer your other leg over their legs, and again, make sure that you don't get caught between their legs. And finally, get low to the ground and put the knee that's closest to their body, put your knee in their hips, and that cinches it up. That last little tip has made me finish a lot more head and arm chokes, and I bet it will help you finish more as well. Mario must be working on his half guard sweeps because he goes in and he gets in the half guard position. You can see his top side knee shield. And what I do, instead of passing on the front side, I decide to go to the rear. Think about passing on the front side, and also you can pin their legs and basically run around in back of them. He is very focused on getting that Kimura, and what I do is I get very close to him, and you can see he feels a little threatened by my head by his armpit because he just got head and arm choked, and I use this as an invitation to do a rear naked choke. And of course, your professor is probably going to tell you, your coach is like going to tell you, keep your hooks in, but sometimes in a fight things don't look pretty, and I will I will choke by any means necessary. All right, here we go again. He grabs the back of my neck, and ladies and gentlemen, if anybody ever grabs the back of your neck, or if you're wearing a gi, your lapel, address grips first, because having the back of your neck controlled will control your entire body. And one way to pass is to just quickly basically get by their legs. And here I did it by basically running around his legs. Right now, is this a rubber guard? Is he trying to rubber guard me? So I have one leg in, as you can see, and what I'm doing is I'm driving forward and driving my right knee to the ground in order to get past half guard and to then go into a mount position. And right now, it kind of looks like I'm trying to punch him, but I'm not. I'm just trying to keep my top side arm away because I've noticed with him, once he gets a hold of my arms, he just like grips it, and it's like a vice. And one thing that I've learned is, especially rolling with big, strong white belts as a smaller player, is to never try to like battle head to head. Right now, the game is I'm going to squeeze the crap out of your arm. And I'm like, sir, can I have my arm back? So I frame on his face, because right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to gift wrap to take the back. Um, and I end up switching over to grab his top side arm, and now this position right here is what's called a backdoor armbar. So I am grasping his arm, and after I get it loose, I want to extend. And this extension, the motion for an arm break from this position is the same as you would see in deadlifting. Round two starts, and if you're ever playing and somebody has a very annoying knee shield, meaning their top side shin is across you, one thing that you can do is you can underhook their ankle and shelve their leg on your shoulder. And of course, in a perfect world, it would be on your shoulder and you could pass, but while you're fighting, stuff happens, and you can figure out another way to pass. But underhooking that top side knee shield is a great way to remove the knee shield. Now I'm on top in what is called a technical mount, and from here you can gift wrap and take the back, or you can do a S mount armbar. So right now I'm trying to gift wrap and take the back, and he turns into me and tries to sweep me, and from here I am trying to get into a crucifix position by hooking his arm that's closest to my head and trapping the legs, his other arm with my legs, but he ends up pulling out his arm and driving, which lands me in the bottom position, and he runs around, and he ends up, as I go for a double leg, he ends up taking my back. Here's some helpful advice for you. The best time to escape your back being taken is while it's in the first few seconds. And the key thing to focus on is getting past that bottom knee. And you can see how I'm already have my hand and I'm shoving his knee down to get my hips past the knee line. That way, the first step to escaping the back position is already completed. So anytime that somebody is about to take your back, just know any crappy position that you're in, the most successful time period of escaping is like those first few seconds. So of course, you know, like any blue belt who's had their back taken by a white belt, you're like, all right, no, but so now I'm in the mount position, and Mario is trying to escape the mount position by bridging. He's attempting to bridge and roll me. Anytime that you have mount and you want to maintain mount, know if they're trying to do a bridge and roll, the first step to a bridge and roll is trapping your arm. So in order to defend the bridge and roll, keep on swimming your arms out to make sure they can't trap that arm and escape. Now, while I have S mount, Mario does something really interesting. He starts to shrimp and shrimp and shrimp in a circle and ends up popping his head out and escaping the S-mount. It's amazing what shrimping can do for you in escaping. And now I still have his arm isolated, even though I am on the bottom. And I see that, do you see my right leg? Now what I want to do is I want to get my right hamstring in his armpit, and I want to extend my legs. That way I can get his face to the ground. And in order to do that, I'm trying to get a good angle so that I'm beside him. So right here I get to the ground, and he does a good job of defending the omoplata by rolling through. And typically there's an arm bar right after the roll through, as long as you can get your feet over their face. So just know, like, it's a response. Like, you know, as soon as you go for omoplata, they're going to try to roll. If you can't get your arm on their back in time, go for that arm bar, because it will be there for you. We start again, and he grabs the back of my neck and tries to get an overhook. This is for a classic jiu-jitsu sweep. He has one arm. I have one arm in and one arm out, so I would be at risk of getting triangled, but I got my knee through in time. And then if you get, the key to passing half guard is, I think, get your knee to the ground. And from here is a classic S-mount armbar. And to defend the armbar, what he's trying to do is he's trying to pull his arm out and clasp his hands, as I am trying to break the grip and get the armbar. And in order to escape the armbar, he's trying to remove my left leg from over his head, as I am curling my left leg down to control his head from popping up. And then you just extend and get the tap. And finally, here's a way to take down any upper belt, okay? What you want to do is you want to create a diversion. Here I'm saying, oh, look over here, get the angle through distraction, and double leg. Works every time.